Welcome to Inside Out's Insights, or Insights with Inside Out. Not quite sure which way around we're going with that, but I'll let Sam decide. This is the first one of these that we're doing, and the idea of these quick conversations is to just give you a shorter snippet of information on topics that are thrown at Sam and I throughout the week. And we're going to be talking about things that we feel really called to share and to express our views on. They may resonate, they may not. They're all going to be around some maybe under 20 minutes, definitely under 30 minutes. Some might be quite short, sharp, 5-7 minutes of your listening time. But either way, we hope that you find these very, very useful, and they'll be here and available for you to listen to, perhaps when you don't have that length of time, like the hour that some of our chats, our sofa chats extend out to. Today, I've actually got a list. I've been gathering, you'll have to just excuse me, something literally came into my eye just as I started recording, and I thought I got rid of it. And I'm in my flow now, but I can still feel it. So I've got a list of, in my notes, called Quick Convos, and they're all topics that I do want to go through eventually, as we do move through the recording of these Inside Out Insights, or Insights with Inside Out. It's a mouthful. But today I want to talk to you about something that I feel like a lot of people will find useful when it comes to a conversation that Sam and I had. I think it might have been our first full episode, actually. I don't know how she does it, and I think we may have touched upon this in that. I might be mistaken, but regardless, I want to talk about how you know that you're doing something for the right reason, how you know that something really, really means something to you. And this came about the other week, and I felt this need to kind of talk about this the other week when I was at a competition, an aerial competition with my daughter, with Nancy. And I'm going to give you a bit of a, I'm going to build you a picture so that you know kind of, it might resonate with you. You can put your own examples to this. We were at the competition. It's a familiar competition. It's one that Nancy's competed in a few times now. And this was a brand new routine for Nancy, a brand new silks routine for Nancy that she was performing at this competition. Now, Nancy's been practicing this since pre-January. I know that she's been building and she's been choreographing this routine for a really long time, and she was super pleased with her last training before she delivered it at the competition. She was very confident. She was very, very happy with the routine. The competition felt a little bit rushed on the day, and Nancy had noted that. And as I watched her deliver this silks routine, so anybody that doesn't know aerial, it's the circus stuff. So on the hoops and on the silks, when they climb the silks and they do all their crazy moves. She delivered this routine, and as I watched her, not as a parent, but as I watched her as a spectator, I thought it was 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10. I thought it was fantastic. I thought she was fantastic. As a parent watching her, I felt exactly the same. But as a parent watching her, Nancy and I, as mums and daughters often are, or parents and children often are, Nancy and I are very, very, we're very in sync. And I knew she was going to feel some unhappiness with her performance, with her execution of said routine. And I just knew that, not because she did anything. She did make, and she won't mind me saying this, as she knows, she did make one mistake that you would only know that it was a mistake if you knew what you were watching. If you just saw it on the TV or in the circus, you wouldn't know. You would never have even picked up on it. But I knew, and I knew that she knew. But I just knew that she wouldn't feel 100% satisfied with what she'd executed. When she came off the silk and she came away and came over to me, I never get in her face when she comes off, and when she comes off the stage or off the set. I let her go to her peers from the circus school, from the academy, her coaches, her friends, and then I sit and I wait quite patiently for her to find her way to me, and then we have a debrief. And she felt exactly the same way that I anticipated she would. Now, quite rightly, the majority of people around her want her to feel good. Yeah, and that's right, and that should be our natural default. Human nature should be to be like, don't worry about it, it was absolutely wonderful, and that's because they want you to feel better, which there's a loveliness in that. At the same time, we can't always kind of positive Polly our way over everything. There is nothing wrong with feeling like we want to be critical over something that we've just done, especially when you love it. Now, Nancy Beyond loves Ariel. So I knew she would feel that on a deeper level, and I knew that she would want to talk about, not from a negative, this wasn't about her being negative towards herself. This was about her sitting back and reflecting, because it means something to her. So that's an indicator number one. The fact that when you go ahead and you get involved in a hobby, in an interest, in something, when you want to sit back and reflect on your performance, your delivery, your involvement, your participation, whatever, and what you've produced, when you want to sit and reflect on that, and when you're open to criticism, constructive criticism, when you're open to really looking and going inside, deeper introspection, when you want to do that, it means something to you. Now, when it came to the awards, I think Nancy, and I don't want to speak for her, but I felt like Nancy had already kind of put herself out of the running. But she placed third out of 6 people, okay? And there was only, I think, 2 or 3 points, I might have that wrong, but there was only, there was very, very small amount of points between third, second and first place within her category. Second indicator that showed Nancy, we didn't need to show Nancy now, but for the topic, for the context of this conversation, second indicator to help you understand how you really feel about a thing, a goal, whatever it is that you're getting yourself involved in. Second indicator is, regardless of how well you actually did when it comes down to the result. So if we're talking about a competition, for example, Nancy came third. When Nancy came off the awards bit and came back over, she was pleased that she'd placed, naturally, but it did not take away any of that thought or feeling around how she actually perceived her performance. She didn't go, oh, it's all right now. Oh, well, never mind. I'm all happy and I'm all smiles because I placed. It wouldn't have mattered if she became third, second, or first. she still came back to wanting to improve. She still came back to that feeling of, yeah, I'm pleased that I actually placed, but essentially it still needs work, and I still need work because of how I felt about it from Nancy's perspective. So she knew that the way in which she felt during and even after she'd got the award and she'd placed, she internally, for her, wanted to push on and improve. For her, for nobody else. Okay? For nobody else. For her. And that's how you know. That's how you know it means something, because it's you against you. It's what you're doing it for. She has an internal reason as to why she invests so much time and so much energy and so much of my money into her aerial career. Because it's not actually about placing. It's not about points. It's not about awards. It's about how she feels internally about her and her performance when she steps onto that apparatus. Now, whatever your performance is, or whatever your apparatus is, whatever your interest is, whatever your goal is, your hobby, whatever you're working towards, if you're only working towards it for a place, for prize, for position, for accolade, it's not the right reason. So that's what you've got to ask yourself. That's what you've got to ask yourself. And the other thing that I just want to add in is, as part of that story, I'd mentioned about how a lot of people around you are going to want to make you feel really, make you feel much better when they can see that you don't feel great as part of whatever it is that you're doing, whatever your venture might be. You have to have your go-tos. And what I mean by that is you have to have those couple of people that you can go to for honest, open advice, suggestion, criticism, or critique, let's say. You have to have just a couple of people that you can really lean on, so that you can smile and you can nod and you can say thank you to all the wonderful well-wishers that are around you, that just want you to feel really good about what you've done. But at the same time, you have to have people, just a couple, whose words you can absolutely trust, who is completely invested in you, that won't just pat you on the back and say well done. They will actually sit down, they will listen to how you feel, they will feedback when you ask for it, and they will have your best interest at heart, but your best interest as in to help you grow and improve and upgrade, really go into that with you and give you that time and that space. Not look to correct you, not look to be like, oh no, you didn't do this. Just listen and to look at it from the perspective of, right, okay, how does Nancy feel about that, or how does Jenna feel about that, and they're your go-tos. Now, that is not to disregard anything that anybody else says. Sometimes not everybody looks at things objectively, and not everybody looks at things from your perspective. Not everybody understands from your perspective. So that's where you need your go-tos. Okay? So to summarise, quite pleased got that in under 15 minutes. To summarise, if you're really, really wondering about something that you're involved in, something that you're committing your time and energy to, and you're wondering if it really does mean something, if it's not about reward, if it's not about recognition, if it's about how you feel inside, internally, about said subject, then you know it means something. If you can come away and you can really sit and reflect, and you want to do that, when you want to learn and you want to improve, that's how you know it means something. When it's not about other people's opinions, that's how you know it means something. And to help you through that process, have your go-tos. Have those people around you, handpick those people, pinpoint out those people who you know you can have that real, raw, honest, open, transparent conversation with. And that'll move you forward. Thank you for listening. I hope you took something from it, and I look forward to delivering you more insights with Inside Out. And I'll be back on the sofa with Sam very soon. Take care.